So here's a little demonstration of a quirk which I've discovered. I've been designing and building two drawer locks, and they're based on this lock, which is a ball and ball lock, which has a brass key, and it's very simple. I'll take the bar out here. Wait a second. I should do this on the other side. So I take the bar out. It's got a coil spring which holds it together. Now there's just a simple detent on the back here, which is this W-shaped thing, and it goes around the post, and that it goes forward from one spot to the other, and the key operates the lock by pushing in this circle and pushing the lock bar over and advancing it forward. And that's very simple, but I've always been curious as to why there was a second crescent cutout here, and I didn't know why that was there. So I'll put this back together if I can. Sorry. All right, so I've been designing and building my version of the lock, and this is one of them. There's two, and as you can see, it's got the same basic W down here for the detent, and a crescent-shaped hole for the key to operate the lock. Now, in the 18th century, they didn't have coil springs, so I've designed these locks to use a leaf spring instead, which operates against the side of the lock bar to keep it in place as it opens and closes. Now, that's all very well and good. There isn't a separate keeper in these locks to make sure that they absolutely end up in one location or the other, open or closed. But what I discovered is that when you turn the key, if somebody happened to turn the key around the wrong way by mistake, what happens is it will advance the lock bar, and then the lock is jammed. It can't operate the way it's supposed to, and the drawer will be permanently locked, and that's of course not a good thing at all. So I was pondering about what to do about this. But what I realized was that in the original lock, that second crescent, if the lock happened to get jammed partway, I don't know, there we go. So that's partway open, right? If you turn the key around the wrong way, the key bit engages in that second crescent and closes the lock, or opens it, I should say, so that you can open the drawer, and then it's back to its normal function. So what I've done is I've added a second crescent, or not quite a crescent because this key is different, so that if the lock happened to get jammed part way, the key will come around, come over this way a little bit, the key will come around and push against the lock bar this way and close it again, and then it'll be back to its normal function. So it's a prevention. So in case the lock was jammed part way, you would be able to open it again. So I think that's pretty slick. It's something that I couldn't figure out why there was that second crescent there, but now it all makes sense. These locks, of course, are a little more complicated because the key has a cross-shaped hole in it, and the key post has a cross dimension as well, so that I have to have a separate way of making the key post rotate. But that's neither here nor there for this particular discussion. So anyway, that's the sort of the safety to make sure that you don't get a drawer that's permanently locked shut.